President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that government would use 50 billion rand of a reprioritized expenditure and a new project-level funding to boost growth after the economy fell into recession in the second quarter. However, a senior analyst at ratings agency S&P Global said Ramaphosa's stimulus plan did not affect the stable outlook on the country's sovereign rating. S&P currently rates South Africa's long-term foreign currency debt in junk status. Moody's and Fitch also said that Ramaphosa's stimulus package was unlikely to have much impact on growth. Moody's is the last of the big three international agencies to rate South Africa's long-term foreign currency debt at investment grade. Meanwhile, the inquiry into state capture continued. Government's Communication Information Systems Acting Director General Pumla Williams painted a harrowing picture of her treatment at the hands of former Communications Minister Faith Muthambi. Former First Rand Group CEO Johan Burger said he received a call from the ANC's Economic Transformation Head, Enoch Godongwana, who wanted to arrange a meeting between Burger and then ANC Secretary-General Gwede Mantashe. Standard Bank General Counsel Ian Stinton told the Commission that in May 2016, he and other bank representatives were invited to a meeting to discuss reconsidering their decision to close the accounts that belonged to the Guptas. Stinton said the meeting was called by the Inter-Ministerial Committee chaired by the then Mineral Resources Minister Mosebenzi Zwane, and then AJ Gupta denied that he ever met former Deputy Finance Minister Mcebisi Jonas. In a statement sent to the Commission, Gupta said that he was not even at his home in Saxonwold on the day of the alleged meeting. Gupta was responding to allegations made by Jonas that he had tried to bribe and intimidate him into accepting the position of Finance Minister in 2015. Meanwhile, Chairperson of Parliament's Home Affairs Inquiry into the naturalization of the Gupta family, Hlomane Chake, said it had been brought to his attention that a witness in the matter, Ashu Chwala, was out of the country. Chwala is the former Chief Operating Officer of Sahara Computers and is also a key witness in the inquiry. In business developments, former Steinhoff CEO Marcus Jooste denied in Parliament to have any knowledge of accounting irregularities at the time he left the company late in 2017. Jooste blamed the crash of the company's shares on its failure to release unaudited financial statements after audit company Deloitte refused to sign them off. In other news, the Constitutional Court ordered Minister Batabile Dlamini to personally pay 20% of Black Sash Trust and Freedom Under Law's legal costs. The court found that she withheld information and misled the court regarding the provision of social grants by Cash Paymaster Services when she was still Minister of Social Development. The precedent-setting judgment is also viewed as an indictment on Parliament for failing to hold Dlamini accountable for abuse of state resources. It has also been lauded as a huge milestone in stepping up accountability by the executive. Another minister in a public spat was Home Affairs Malusi Gigaba, who would later institute defamation proceedings against media personality Ridi Tlhabi, this after Tlhabi failed to apologize for her tweets about travel regulation amendments. Gigaba announced changes to South Africa's visa regulations for children travelling with their parents, and Tlhabi suggested that the previous regulations had been crafted to suit Gigaba's personal affairs. Zingiswa Losi became the first woman president of Trade Union Federation, CUSATU, after she was nominated for the post unopposed. Losi replaces Saduma Dlamini. In stories that shook the nation, 20-year-old rape-accused Nicholas Ninau is facing 4 charges, including the rape of a 7-year-old child at a Dross restaurant in Pretoria East. Other charges include possession of drugs, intimidation and assault, with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. The incident drew widespread condemnation across the nation. Family members of the 3 firefighters who died trying to put out the Johannesburg Bank of Lisbon building fire laid wreaths in front of the building. Close to 20 firefighters formed a guard of honor in front of the building. The firefighters died fighting the blaze, which started on the building's 23rd floor. The Verulam Magistrates Court heard that Durban businessman Kessie Nair had a mental condition while he was serving a prison sentence for fraud in 2005. Nair made headlines when he posted a video of himself on social networks, using the derogatory K-word to describe President Cyril Ramaphosa. And finally, South Africa's Constitutional Court delivered a unanimous judgment that certain parts of the country's drug laws are inconsistent with the right to privacy. Adults are now allowed to use, possess, or cultivate cannabis in private for their own personal consumption. For SABC News, I'm Nina Westhuizen.